week we're gonna try to evaluate your result after you go to the lesson. Okay. So how far do you finalize it? Any group you struggle with that? So I know you finalize, right? This section is gonna go one by one. Okay, so just look at the screen. Let me show you how to input the data set to our studio. You can open the studio, our studio to see that. Right, in order to
thấy chưa?
add the data sets, listen guys. In order to input the data sets in Excel file to our studio, what should you do? You go to File and choose Import data sets. The one over here. Import data sets. And then you choose from Excel. This one. Okay, click on that. If you ask you to install a package, if you haven't installed the root XL, so allow the program to install the package. When you need to install, what should you do next?
Ba đứa cùng làm cái gì mày?
You need to browse to the file to load your data sets. So browse to the data sets. For example, I have a data set named samples here, so I can browse to the file. Okay, over that. One second. This is how you construct the data set. Okay, so this is how you're going to construct your data sets. If your data sets in a time series data, so you're going to have one column. Listen guys, one column for the time. Okay, and then each column will present for each variable. Alright. So the number of rows is gonna be your -1 because we're gonna have the first row is the name of the variable. So the number of the rows that you have -1 will be equal to your observation. Okay. And if you have some kind of parameter, for example, a company's information like firm leverage, firm total assets, what should you do? For example, this is the leverage, the first row, going to be your first row. Leverage might be total asset, might be the revenue. Okay, so some variable name. And this one is going to be the firm. And this one is going to be the year. For example, you have the yearly data. Okay, so how you construct that? On the second row, you have the firm one name. Okay, and year, the first year of the data set. For example, 2000, you have a data set from 2000 to 2010. For example, so the first year of the data set is going to be 2000. Okay, and some value for average, total assets and revenue. And it's just going down still the third row from 1 again for the second year, 2001, and then come follow up with your value of that year. Just continue to your last year of the one. So we have 2010, and then follow with the value of that one. So this would be the 11. Okay, it's 11. The 11th row. Then you continue with the firm 2 and the first year of the firm 2 again. Okay, so how you construct the data sets like this for manual data? If you have something like the difference between countries or difference between firms. Okay, but if you're only investigating one firm or in one country, you don't need to present like that. You can present by this way. Okay. Any questions? Everyone clear, right? Right. So remember, the first row will be the variable name. So go back to our studio. You can name your dataset name here. So in my sample dataset, I present the daily stock price. So I can name the dataset name stock price here. And please don't change anything. If you have the first row as a variable name, so click on this one, first row as names. Okay, and scroll down and click import. Okay, after you finish import, you're gonna have a dataset like this. Okay, it's gonna import the dataset from Excel to RStudio. Okay, one suggestion I wanna recommend from me is that don't name the variable long like this. For example, this is the stock price of JP Morgan Chase and Co. So it's the name of the company, but I recommend you just name it like GBM, for example. Okay, or Bank of America. So don't try all of that one. So Bank of America, for example, like this. So it's easy for you to run the regression because you don't need to type all the whole name. All right. Next thing, how to run the regression.
How can we change it? How can we change it?
Change it by your Excel file. So before you input it to RStudio, you need to change the first row. Okay. All right. So how to run the regression? I showed you before. Let me repeat again. In order to run the regression, you need to have a code named linear model, LM. Remember that one? No? Okay. So for LM, let's run the linear model. So you open the bracket, and then it's gonna be your dependent variable first. Okay. Continue with the this symbols, and then your first independent variable, your second independent variable, and so on to your last independent variable. Okay, commas, type the name of the dataset that you use for all of this one. So data equal to the name of the dataset and close the bracket. For example, the name of my dataset is gonna be stock price here. See? So I'm gonna write stock price in this one. Right? So in order to store your regression result, you need to use something like regression 1 or model 1 equal to this code. So your regression result will be stored to this variable named M1. And to check whether about the coefficient for R-squares and that, you go summaries, open bracket, and the name of the variable that's for your regression result. For example, here is M1. Okay, so summaries M1. Alright, everyone get it? Any questions? No, okay, so I gotta go for this group, from group A to what's gonna be your last group? Group H. Okay, to finalize your. So think about your regression equation. First thing, how you can get the data sets for all those variables, and we're gonna discuss that. Okay, group A.